Boom, boom, boom. Are we on? So we back, boys. We back.
Yes,
First one for
sir.
2024, 2025. Wow.
Mm. Let me just make sure everything up. Everything should be up. Yeah, everything up. We're recording as well. So I guess everybody introduce yourself. I will do it last, I guess. But we have some things like everybody while they're watching, while they're playing. Like, why is the
Um,
Darian here.
yeah,
Well, everybody here. What's Captain America and Brave New World?
that is my motherfucking cap, bro.
yeah, but yeah, real ass nigga.
Hey, hey. Steve never did that though. Steve didn't have that move in he bag, bro.
So the front man, bro. The front man.
Uh,
A good man. The
uh,
front man.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, man is not Steve, and that's okay. If we wanted
I
our next
no
Steve,
problem.
if we wanted our next Steve, we would have called Chris Evans back. So we didn't.
Uh,
So, well, you people good, yes, but
we will
it
talk
is what
about
it
that
is.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Well, so not we ain't watching anything on the side or whatever.
Oh, I've been watching. I started Solo Leveling, and not bad.
Okay. See your anime. We love to see it. But
Yeah, a friend kind of told me about it, and I was like, I bet, see us.
I enjoying it because that is not like a kind of shonen. It's a more isekai than any.
Oh yeah, I think someone told me it's more isekai. It's not bad. I do episode one the other day,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. You know.
Cool, cool, cool. Um, I think for me, start back watching back Invincible. Why is Mark crashing out, boy? That
Oi, oi.
dog, everything this man crashing off, bro. And Cecil is not wrong, bro. That one is not wrong. You see the father of being like triple or quadruple your strength did what he did, did he to their universe Avengers or their universe Justice League, and you expect me not to put countermeasures at well? You mother.
Yeah, it's look, like it's like my thing is like I felt like if he doesn't understand this. Like, dog, Cecil, if you were in Cecil's shoes, you would be like, dog, I just saw your father do you not dirty. I just saw your father do the Guardians dirty. Of course, I'm not going to trust you niggas. What do you mean?
Hey, shout out to Rex Blue. Rex for being so signed to be one of my favorite characters. Like, you redeem yourself from the first season. I, I like it. It's good though.
He's actually my favorite character.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, damn. And Mandy and Alan the Alien, bro. They're some of my favorite characters in this show. And at the same time, too much I think. Anything you're watching or you're reading or you're playing in terms of content, but yeah. Okay.
Wait, who is that directed to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I am actually rewatching some Power Rangers.
Type shit.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
My
Telling you, I think I was telling like a few of my friends that a lot of people are rewatching a lot of Power Rangers, and they're trying to think because men doing top 10 lists are who's the best Red Ranger and who's the best, blue and green and thing.
I have a soft spot for Mystic Force to this day.
Mm.
Mystic Force, Mystic Force. Oh my god! You see, Mystic Force, niggas is never. I find like Mystic Force is top three for me, in terms of Power Rangers series.
I have to watch that. Oh,
That summer, that samurai and it's between SPD and Zero.
SPD is a real show.
Yeah, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like, dog, SPD was real, dog. What you mean?
Hey, when the man say, hey, I know your father dead and thing, and whatever. Take the red morpher, bro. Take the red morpher and just fight my G. And start to cook. So, that real show, that real show. So, it doesn't. If I want to watch our next one, Lost Galaxies are a really good one too. Time for no, Time Force is one of the best ones. I will always mess with Time Force. Too much oof. Um, Power Rangers always shows you that, even as a torrential, you should care about your story, You should.
Yeah.
You should. But, if that is all it.
Like I was telling David, I still trying to figure out who was saving money and who was making bank, who was just underpaid.
All of them. All of them.
No, nigga, they were
That's what-
all underpaid. Them niggas was still eating noodles and noodles, dog. Like, them was still eating ramen.
I was telling you, yeah, like,
Dog.
if anybody listens to this, take a look at just the backstage everything of like Power Rangers,
Yeah,
bro. Like Saban, bro. Saban used to be abusing, man, especially some diabolical things, bro.
Because, and the thing is, the sick part about like the Zero and the earlier series, it got better as time went.
Yeah.
But like the early series, they were basically guinea pigs because dead ass, they signed a contract in order for the thing to continue. They couldn't be in a workers' union, I think.
Yeah, they can.
They couldn't. They wasn't getting paid equivalent. And you see, like image rights, costume, toys, and merchandise, they got none of these sales.
Same thing I
So
was
like,
saying.
R.I.P. Jason David Frank, because he really did it. But people had this criticism that why is he still on that Power Ranger shit? Why is he still doing it? Because he was passionate about it. And also too, it sucks when you're passionate about something and you do not get your rightful pay. Hence why he decided, you know what, I'm going to carry this not for the rest of his life, but like he just stayed along the ride because he loved the series and he deservedly got. He was supposed to get more, but he deserves every recognition he does get. Because people must be like, why people don't walk away from the Power Rangers series? But dog, it's a big ass franchise that owes everybody money. I think Zordon, the original Zordon, had financial problems even after the show.
Yeah, a lot of them, especially I always see rip to Jason, but gosh, bro, certain interactions in the early 2000s, that boy needed to chill dog. Say, oh, let me fight in the octagon, bro. I'm like, what? You trying to?
The MMA match was so random. I was like,
Let's fight in the octagon.
yeah, like, yeah, that was very random. But I'm not gonna, like, it was random as hell. But honestly, what I love about him is that he did that nigga did what he wanted to do, boy. I don't care what nobody say. Like, you have to do what you want to do. You understand?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out to Power Rangers. Hey. I need to go and whenever that game was on sale, I'm going to buy that Power Rangers fighting game. Battle of the Grid, that is what it's called. And talking about video games, first topic, the success and saltiness of DC fans of Marvel Rivals. So I think in one of the older episodes I was given like a preview of Marvel Rivals because I was one of the few people that got get that early thing into the closed beta and everything.
Yeah, I remember you had it. You got the early thing.
Yeah, and I was like, this game is really good. I didn't expect it to be this big because it was released in December from major consoles, from the Xbox One to the PS5 to PC. PS4 niggas get off that plane, bro. You're not going to get the game, bro. So
DC said they want to make something in relation, but I find that so funny.
it's James, and you know who said James Gunn? Do we believe James Gunn did anything anymore?
Um, I think he knows what he doing, but it's like he kind of saying too much, you know? Like it's like, okay, I understand DC wants to do things, but I think the problem people have to understand is that DC cannot really rival Marvel like that. Like they could do it nowhere, but they have to focus on themselves. They can't really look at, well, Marvel doing that, but we'll have some similar. Like, no, don't say that. Just drop nice shit and you'll figure it out. Because I think what's going on is that with movies and like series is that everybody wants to do a universe and wants to like do the same thing but better. But it's like, no, do something different. If you're going to do a video game, do not drop a DC Rivals. I'm respectfully, don't do it. You know?
Yeah,
You understand?
nah, because you think it's with that too. It just sucks that Warner Brothers is the holder of most of the DC stuff, man. And if you know, one game that had DC characters in it was Multiverse, and that game is going to get shut down soon because it
Oh
had
yeah,
like
but that shit died so fast.
it, from me as being the one who is just be playing that ton of game and doing this, the most it died because of just greed in terms of not the developer, but just more of like the head person. Where in terms of because multiverse, this is not a DC game in totally, it's more Warner
Yeah,
Brothers
it's not
Media, it's more Warner Brothers Media and all of that. Now. So you'll get like your Cartoon Network characters and things. So the issue with the main guy is like he didn't want it. He didn't want certain characters in the game because he wasn't familiar with the license or anything. So like newer stuff like Gumball and things supposed to be in the game long time, and all of the other people like just like newer characters that like weird characters that people would enjoy being in the game now. And the issue was it's like they wanted to pay so much for skins. All the characters were kind of locked. Yeah, it's a grind to to play the new character, which is kind of sucks if you just want to play the new character that they see from the trailer. Like, I didn't come here to play Jake the Dog if I'm looking to play Raven. Why do I need to grind? Why I need to play? Why I need to? I didn't come here to play Batman if I'm looking to play Joker. So everything, everything that went wrong in terms of that, but EA, in terms of EA, dog, I just cannot trust them with multiplayer like focus games. With MK, they just try and give up after a while for Injustice, people like that, but they just give up on it so quick and infrastructure just be so ass and all of that. So unfortunately with like how bad the Suicide Squad game is and multiverses and all of those, I don't think it was that bad that they think, but most of those most of them developers get dropped. So we don't even know where DC going to make the games now, or who going to have the DC license. Because
Yes.
I don't trust. Again, I don't trust Warner Brothers whenever they make competing games. Man. I really don't. Anytime they get like a good developer, they just be like, this. Let's just DLC out the ass about it. Because again, I surprised they didn't fire Rocksteady. They didn't lay off people from Rocksteady because man still looking for Arkham game to play. Men love all the Arkham verse games, except the Arkham Knights, but we don't talk about that. Yeah. So just in general, I don't want to see it either. But if it's tier and it's good, I don't mind playing it. But the Marvel Rivals been so good. Marvel the memes, the amount of people playing it, the amount of people that are getting better, and the amount of frustrating teammates. But you will get that in any hero shooter, i.e. Overwatch. So, how you feeling about the game, CJ?
The Suicide Squad.
No, just Rivals in general.
It's a perfect way of showing that more or less if you put too much, like if you put a lot of focus on a game, if you take your time with a game, you could create something really nice. That is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But genuinely, it's great enough to warrant most mainly good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, so like for example, no Overwatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is in my personal opinion, in my genuine, real opinion, Overwatch is not a bad game. I played it the other day. It's still a good game. I think it's just that certain things were not updated and taking care of the fan base. It eventually leads to be some things that don't work out. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people often feel as if, like you had to do all this, you had to do always things always amazing. No, just make a good game and give people good things within the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say like it's an impatient thing. Like they drop new characters and they drop relatively new characters the same time as like Overwatch does it.
The thing is with Overwatch, they do it in 3 months for one character cycle. They just dropped the Fantastic Four in a 1 month cycle, which was insane for like a hero shooter. Shout out to my boy, Reed motherfucking Richards, train of gang signs in New York, bro. That's my nigga, bro.
Put the fours up, yes, as Kyle Rich and them they say, put the fours up, yes.
Dog. Freaking Reed Richards is telling Johnny to put that four in the sky. And then he dropped the second.
Exactly. Dog, them was really on gang shit.
Yeah. Dog. Shout out to fucking the Fantastic Four. One thing that I talk about the Fantastic Four thing, the skins are really a love letter to the fans of the comics or whatever though, because as I told me, even though I just recently give Love and Thunder a watch for the first time, the Love and Thunder costume in Marvel Rivals is sick. It looks good. The Johnny Storm skin that he has with from the comics looks sick. And people was like, I wonder if they're going to put trench coat thing in the game, and they put it one time. So it has so much of good skins, and of course, as in any hero shooter, the most popular characters will get the most skins. So i.e. Spider-Man and thing. So Rivals, man. Rivals is a good game. Anything else you want to talk about Rivals?
Honestly, it's people. The only thing that irks me is that they don't have role queue, but I understand the role queue actually makes things interesting. So it's like it'd be fun sometimes to play like he's a healer with a team of tanks. That's actually fun.
Yeah. As somebody used to be playing real competitive on Overwatch and thing, I've said having rule queue, I don't mind and not having it in. I think it will be better because at sometimes it makes a lot of things flexible in terms of thing, because if like you just say I'm stuck on tank, but it will be better if I do triple support or whatever. So it's just like it's been really good, and it's been really a good thing with my with my grind to rank, boy, because right now in Diamond 3, I try to make that push to GM sometime this month. So we try and we balling. So
Exactly.
yeah, I've been enjoying this game way too much, and I think it's been the only game I've really been playing outside of the other fighting games and like. But
I,
I need to get a little PS5.
get a PC, nigga.
I mean, well, I guess I can't play. I tried downloading it on my laptop, but wasn't working out.
Yeah, the thing is with the suckish part about Marvel Rivals, it's being built on this new the new Unreal Engine 5, and the new Unreal Engine 5 is one of the most optimized engines I've ever seen in a long time. So even though I have a really beastly PC and it kills it. Some days Marvel Rivals is moving smooth. Some days it's just kill off my PC because of
yep.
how
Honestly,
strong.
yeah.
They need to fix
And
that game.
And respectfully too.
Mm.
Respectfully, I just see it. It's a good thing to ear up. Like it's a good thing to come home and unwind
Yeah.
and play. And just like enjoy myself.
Mhm.
And like even when I lose I get vexed, but I just be like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I've had a game that I have fun and I'm interested in learning and getting better and ranking
Yeah,
up, you
that
know?
happened with the bullshit ass Panthers, bro. Fuck them. Fuck me.
So yeah.
But yeah, this game has been really good. The team ups. One thing I want to say, the team ups remind me of this game, bro. This Alliance game that back in the day, man, we used to help play.
Oh yes, the second game.
Yeah.
Yes, the second game.
Freaking Marvel Alliance. I just find that cover, they just scream PS2. Like it was, yeah, freaking Marvel Alliance, like the first one. You see Spider Man on the cover. You cannot see how popular Spider Man was. Spider Man was such thing. Even the main person in it. Right? So I just think it have really good. It really have some good like games, but like for a Marvel, like this is probably one of the bigger Marvel games because the thing is, it had an Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch, and then it also had like a Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and both of them was really good. It just wasn't as popular, but then it had the Adventures game, which was kind of ass, and it just right now like most people who ain't even Marvel fans are playing Rivals, which I think is a major W. I don't know about all it, but I really think that's just a major W. Anything else on Marvel Rivals for Moodle?
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Nothing really. Nothing really does hit me, no, because I generally find like it is vibes, like dog, is real vibes. I play with friends who talk a lot of shit. Does it add a little more pressure? Do I lucky more? Yes. To not get roasted, but you know what? That adds to the edge of it. I love it. If they listen to this, I love the shit talk. I love getting roasted. For some reason, it is add to me getting better as a player. We win 3 games straight, dog.
Yes,
So, you know, it is like this. And I'm silver too now. But I feel like we leaving Darian now. But Darian, go and play the game, dog. It real bad. It nice. It's nice.
when he get PS5, yeah.
Yeah. we will start our party and we good to go.
Yeah.
Because I really just play with them, and then I will most times play by myself. But it's not to say I don't know anybody else playing. I just like to get better, you know.
Now, for me, I just have big sweat, so that's why I'm in Diamond Tree right now.
Dog, how you niggas is get time?
Because no, because I'm on a really, really, really good tour. I learned the tour from since beta. As an Overwatch player, I just take the basic fundamentals of okay, what is this, what is that, in terms of grouping up, in terms of playing as a team and because my character is just to beat up all the squishies like as Thor and ball out my hammer and ball out my hammer fell, but so did you type shit. I love when he say that. So
Exactly.
but hey, shout out to rivals, right? Um, what else we saying? What else we could think? I think we're ready to talk about whatever since we're on the Marvel topic. Captain America and I thought it was called New World Order. I was like, wait, is it called
They changed it.
They changed.
They changed it.
I,
Yes, they changed it.
I,
They changed it.
I thought it was. I was just gonna be like, "Hey, is this stuff ECW type shit?" I was like, "You will." So it's Brave New World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Dog. This movie is some gas, bro. I don't care what anybody say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, this is Darren. You go first because I feel like
Yeah. I want to
go
run
first
too.
because Rob.
I definitely think that this movie has gotten, well, I mean, it was pre-hated, and then it was hated like just slander on the whole, because the movie was a really solid movie. I would say, I mean, it is a movie that starts an origin story that's coming after. It's one of the legacy characters that are continuing on.
Mhm.
I think the only other example we have that in the universe right now is Miss Marvel from Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would definitely say Sam had a good movie. Anthony Mackie did a good job. I think we've waited, what is it? Not 15, but 19 years for a callback to. No, not 19.
More than
17,
that,
17 years.
yeah.
17 years for a callback to the original Hulk, because there was, at least for a time, controversy. Was that really part of the Marvel Universe? Was that just did they just recast, or is it just a reboot, you know?
Mm.
So I thought, like, it was a solid movie, generally speaking. I don't think it was perfect, but, like, I would give it a solid 7 to 8 out of 10.
Mm.
CJ started a rant.
No. Let me cook before CJ go home.
Go ahead.
The thing is, dog. Steve never was on a missile surfing like he on rocket power, dog. My nigga is getting crazy. Tupac Shakur was riding on a missile, bro. That's my
That's from 8 Mile.
territory, 8 Mile.
This real this man.
Nah, bro, but but on a real dog, that movie, for all this shit, a lot of people who ain't watch the movie see, and a lot of people who is very hypocritical, be like, why let us care about Rotten Tomato score? It's good, but it's not that good. But you all choose to look at Rotten Tomato critic score now. I'm that. Okay. And mind you, the Rotten Tomato, the people who is actually watching the movie, the non-critic score is super high. So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, is this really that bad? Is Harrison Ford really trying to say no? Harrison Ford was acting the ass off in this movie, bro. Harrison Ford. Our next funny comment I saw is man ball out. Oh, that when Harrison Ford turned into the Red Hulk, that is actually wasn't CGI. They just him getting angry talking about Star Wars. So I was like, real, but. It, the thing is, it's like, oh my goodness, that I think this movie was super good in terms of pushing the plot forward. Why, especially like as me as just being a X-Men fanboy, dog. I love how Japan have all the resources. Okay, basically Japan have all the resources, and I hope they have like Wolverine in Japan. I don't care if it's like a Disney Plus something. I need that in my life, bro. I really do. So, in terms of movie and in terms of plot, I think this was a more than a solid movie. This is a good movie to to bring out the next phase of everything. To be like, okay, this is the start of the new phase. Let's get everything rolling. So shout out to everybody in our movie. Shout out to my glorious King Bucky for just making an appearance in the movie. But that movie is for me is an 8 out of 10, and yeah. That will be a bit controversial. Some of all here watch the movie and all of all some of all is showing on their ass, bro. I don't want to say what I want to say.
Bad,
I don't want to say what I want to say, but that is all I will say.
bad, 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 bad.
Yeah, CJ, you go off because I just want to have that discussion when you go off and we will have that discussion.
So for me, I understand if people were vexed with boycotting it because Sabra was the Israelite, the Israel agent, and with the genocide, yes, the genocide going on, that people didn't want to see it. And you know what? I agree. And genuinely, up role in the movie doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up. I was like, she could have kept there. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
They could have just kept her like away from the movie. Where you know what? And it didn't make sense that she was a Black Widow, and I was like, this makes no sense. Whatever. But in my personal thing, in my personal view, in my personal handling of it, I don't know what niggas wanted genuinely. Like, I really don't know what people wanted from this movie. Like, is it like the greatest MCU movie we've ever seen? No, it's not. It's really not. It's not. It's not. But is it a good outing for a character like Sam Wilson? Do people want more? I get that. Yes, I feel like if you wanted more, okay. But even when people talk about more, they never really explain the more. Like, I heard somebody said they should have go deeply political, like they should have added more race into it and more stuff into it and to not be afraid. First thing first, I'm not going to say I wouldn't have hated that. I would have loved that. But let me get something realistic. That's what Isaiah Bradley character was with him, and also the series was a lion. Like, isn't that what the series was?
The series with Cap with Falcon.
With Falcon, that wasn't what it was.
No, it's been was and it still is because a lot of the thing right now, like even in the comics back in like I think it's 2015 or 2014, is legitimately him saying, "Yo, some of all they don't respect me because I'm black and I'm Captain America now." And all they have to, even all they might not like it, but all they have to still respect me though at the end of the day. And they did that in the movie. So I don't think it did what it's supposed to do. And it show I love Marvel actually showing love to the original Captain America. Shout out to my guy, bro. Because I was like, wait, who is this guy? and then I was saying, oh shit, it's him. And one thing that is underrated in that movie is Sam commented in terms of like, damn, should I really have taken the super soldier serum? Nah, boy, yeah, you're good sassy shit.
I think one thing I would have liked more in this movie was seeing. I would have like. I mean, I got for the plot, Isaiah had his role, and it was like limited in action. but I would have preferred that he had more of an active role. I don't know if it would have made sense for him to suit up or be part of the main action, but I wanted to hear more of him. Because it seemed like he just reprised his role from the series, from the original series.
Yeah.
I didn't want as much talking. I want to see my boy hitting on people. I want him. Yeah, I want to see him in the jam now.
You know,
Like how Hank Pym was for Scott Lang.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. Isaiah Bradley to be for
you
Sam.
want them to bust through the bust through the wall and be like, hey, attack now, man. I would have loved that too. Shout out to my guy, bro. Nah, but on a whole, I can't gush how much thing. I know men was complaining about the CGI in Marvel movies. All they feel about the CGI, I find it was looking good though, especially when Harrison.
Some parts, it just felt a bit like off. You know?
Yeah.
I thought it was better compared to most things that we've seen in Phase 4/5 so far. I think the CGI we got was to an extent minimal. I think the fight scenes were pretty much grounded. I liked the aero pararescue thing they had going on with the wings and all that in the semi-final battle.
Yeah.
Final battle, yeah. I'd say sorry. You see the big world war with it's Japan, yeah.
Yeah,
Japan, yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I enjoyed that sequence. It's definitely better than what Thor 4 had in terms of CGI and Doctor Strange 2. Yeah, so I think we're getting back somewhere with CGI. I hope they continue the stretch in terms of grounded, like, you know, properly paid actors and not just some slapstick kind of CGI
Yeah.
that they got away with for the past few movies. So I definitely liked this one.
Shout out for Harrison Ford acting the ass off when he was trying to control the anger, bro. It's like, bro.
People said, when I heard people say he had a bad performance, I was like, what do you mean he had a bad performance?
What do you expect from this character? You expect him to be very...
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Has nobody ever watched any Hulk material, bro?
Well, that's my thing. He literally is Thunderbolt Ross from the comics. That's Thunderbolt. That's Thunderbolt.
That is legitimately, I am president and I'm trying my hardest not to look like a shit.
I mean, yeah, boy, like, oh, yikes, but yes.
Because let's be real. Let's be totally real. If it wasn't Thunderbolt, we could have put, like, you know, we could have put anybody like Osborn or anybody as president, because we have certain comics where Osborn was president, and it would have been almost the same, if not a little different, depending on their motivation. So I don't know what they was expecting. I was like, Mr. Ross is legitimately... He's legit.
I find people just looking for an excuse to say it's so woke. It's so. What does woke mean?
I can tell you. I can tell you
don't
what
want
woke
to-
means.
Yeah, they just don't want to say the N word.
They're seeing this thing and that and whatever. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, this doesn't even have to do with woke. This is Red Hulk. We are talking about Red Hulk. How is that woke? Bro, we see as the movies at the Wally reference, as the movie started, legit pan back to the Hulk movie, saying, hey, remember when Thunderbolt Ross, you know, tried to kill, you know, Hulk, and then I know he's president after like a few years, and he won and he had gamma radiation and all that shit, and I'm like, bruh. Like, look, one thing that is never talk about how Sam from even the jump was like, dog. I only working with him because I'm Captain America. I'm not working for him because I like the dude. We don't trust him anyway. So
Hmm.
One thing I would say, I wasn't sure where the movie was trying to land in terms of how we are supposed to feel about Ross coming down to the end.
hmm,
Because
Oh, yeah.
maybe
It
I,
yeah,
yeah.
go on.
yeah, maybe I personally just like, I do find this man should be forgiven for anything. Like, I get, at the end of the day, he wasn't trying to be a bad guy, all that. But, and yes, spoiler alert, yeah, he did go to prison and in Iraq, irony and all that. But come on, this man has been a villain for most of his life, skating away just because of his position in society.
It's
Do not
true.
try to get me to be sympathetic for him at all.
I mean, you're never ever supposed to, because the thing is that is really his goal. His goal is legitimately do a whole set of crap. Even in '97, when Rogue legitimately was like looking for people, and she landed on the base, where Ross was like, oh, da 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 da, and like even Doctor Rogue was like, don't talk to him. Nobody likes this dude in the universe, bro. Nobody. I think more people like Harry Osborn than Lieutenant Ross, man. Am I wrong?
Well, I think in '97, as you said, it was a little bit more apparent that we were supposed to like him.
Yeah.
I think coming down to the end, like they were trying to give him this kind of like Obito treatment, like oh my gosh, I know you caused a bunch of crap, but like
No,
he was
no,
a
no.
good guy all
No,
along.
but
Shut up.
Oh my
No, but
God,
trust the
yes, yes.
process. You know what's going to happen? It's going to in the next Avengers movie. They're gonna be like, damn, we need more firepower, and then you see Ross turn into the Red Hulk and start to breathe fire and shit. And
Yeah.
so they just do it. They just paint that little, that little crumb there, so he can be part of the next Avengers movie. Or if the next Avengers movie they say, who we could use to take control, who we could Lieutenant Ross in jail, we could probably, get him on mind control and be like, let him fight about 5 Avengers and take him down. So shut up.
I think what is very funny with it is that, so as Darian saying how like dead ass, how we didn't know how to accept him as a person. I think it's like, okay, Russ is a complicated character. Even in the comics, although he's like sometimes more of a villain towards the Hulk, you have to understand he's somebody who wants to do some more things for his country to the point where it has to be false shit. Like even in the movie, when he looked at the whole idea of he was sick, so he needed to use somebody. He used somebody because he thought it was for the greater good of himself, and also he felt some sense of insecurity
America.
and feeling. But also, it's brilliant in how it's done because the more he tried to keep on to power and dictate his narrative and control things around him, thinking it's for the betterment, the more he destroyed himself. To the point, he kind of just, him becoming the Hulk makes sense in the comics and the movie because he's just as destructive because he created more, he left more destruction, just as much destruction in his personal life and with the Hulk than anything. Hell, you could kind of argue he indirectly caused the Hulk. He caused Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like, it's a good full circle moment in that he has to atone for his sins and atone for his problems and the mere fact that he did talk to somebody. He did get to fix his relationship with his daughter. They could talk. That in a way, does he get away scot-free a lot? I guess because really and truly that nigga did keep somebody in prison and force them to make drugs for him.
And a lot of people get hurt with the collateral, man. Like too much, bro. Like I was like, damn.
Yeah, like way too much. Like to the point, the Sokovia Accords, they whenever people say they're Team Iron Man, I keep laughing every time because the movies keep showing y'all. Team Iron Man was on shit. Everybody in that movie was on shit. Because the more we the more the Sokovia Accords is there, the more people in the who are on the side of the Sokovia Accords break it or do other demeaning shit. The more the Sokovia Accords don't mean nothing to me.
True.
Correct. Because Rhodey is the only person within the movie who was down for the Accords right down to the end. By the very next time we see him, he breaks it. But like within the movie, everybody has broken the Accords more than once. Because Spider-Man was not registered in the Accords.
Nice thing. They don't even fail to understand. Because people talk about Iron Man just went to protect the world. We not going to lie. We not going to just pretend Iron Man did not hire a 15 to 16-year-old boy to come on his
Yeah,
side.
but hey, that 10-day contract, Spider-Man was cooking Bucky and that boys, bro.
Oh, damn, yeah. Oh, that, yeah.
Get 15-year-old beating up an old man
And he was
and
But,
14 at that
but it's
time.
what people fail to understand. If Spider-Man holds back his punches, that nigga, that young man is very strong. Young man is very...
bro, Spider-Man was the MVP in that whole scrimmage, man. Spider-Man was jumping 2 and 3 people at a time, bro.
Yeah, though, nigga was pushing.
I think on a base level, it's a good idea, but I think even down to like the starters, the MCU version, like the starter, the thing was like, Cap was like, yeah, it's fine, we could get registered and all of that, but what happens if we get our next Thanos, we get our next, something destructive like Loki and thing, and the Accords don't go deal with that. How are we going to deal with it? We just gotta wait until the government say, go ahead and help. The world would die. So it just needed working out, but we would never ever get, like, I think we had this discussion, we would never ever get like the MCU to do the full Civil War how it's supposed to be. But I think the worst for me personally, the worst iteration of Iron Man, bro, in terms of dealing with his personality with dealing with people, bro. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because to do it properly, you can't do it in a single movie.
You have to give that like some Harry Potter type shit, like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, you do. And honestly, at this point, done away with Civil War. That's what Secret Invasion should have been like. And the fact that we didn't see any repercussions from that in this movie.
Secret Invasion, yeah, boy. I think with like how
Anybody watch
everything-
that?
Yeah,
I ain't give it how
I
much
think
I
what happened. I think what happened, and is in terms of the review, how we was talking about it, is like, dog. What people fail to understand is that with these shows, now do I believe Marvel should have like take the foot off the gas with a lot of series, with too much series? Yeah, I understand 100%. No, I agree to a certain point because people would say they should have given us less. But let's be very honest. This is why, for me, the criticisms of a lot of MCU folks are a bit not realistic. Because one thing I remember, everybody remembered after Endgame, right? Everybody remembered after coming out of Endgame. People wanted more. People wanted to see what was next for the MCU. You understand? And then they got WandaVision. They got what was it was WandaVision, then what? Loki?
WandaVision, Loki. I might be bugging because I just recently watched a reel about it. Because it had also the other series like Luke Cage and Daredevil and
No, that was
No,
before.
that was before, yeah.
Before it, yeah, that was before it. So yeah, I feel like we just got WandaVision and Loki. No, it was 2. Yes, it was 2. You know, me and Vex. You understand? Me and Vex. But like, in my personal opinion, this is just me. This is just me. I find like even if they said they're gonna do a little bit, I feel like people would have still be judgmental because okay, let's get one thing straight. Do I blame Marvel for putting out too much? No. I think they should have taken their time and multitasked it better. You know? You know?
Correct.
And they should have if they wanted to multicast, they should have done it better and they shouldn't have rushed the VFX and all that stuff. I agree. But my
Yeah.
problem is this is my main concern, and anybody correct me. We just want real thing, but when we do get real thing, we just get impatient. And the best example of wanting real thing and getting impatient, and this is why I straighten in Marvel fans' face sometimes, is Invincible. Niggas wanted more seasons and thought it was taking too long. People say it was a bad idea to cut the seasons into two parts. I get it. But then, when you get the episodes you're getting, right? You get any action you want. The complaint is, oh well, the drawing don't even look good. Yeah,
I'm not even.
it's boring.
My guy even draw a car hat now telling you.
Boy, boy, you know, that's my problem. It's like I don't really follow reviews so much, and if anybody watches us, please, we are just talking about things we like. We just want to get you all into it and hope you'll chime in. But understand this: if you like something, if we don't like something, you go out and still see it. As a man who tell you who went for himself to buy the bullet and watch Craven the Hunter by himself, listen,
Yeah,
just
he's a
watch the
strong,
movie.
he's a stronger man than me, man.
Yeah. You are saying it. Please go and just watch. Just go and go for it. You understand? But my problem is one thing we will never do is exaggerate on this channel if something is garbage. If the MCU is back, we're not doing that because at this point the MCU is just there. It's not fumbling. It's not destroying itself. It's just there. And to that standards, that mean it's flopping. And that is my problem. It's like people don't know how to say things in a proper way and look at it within a context. So, for example, if you say things going good, you could say the DCU back. You understand? Because let's be very honest, the DCU is the greatest example of it was up, it went down, and it went up, and it went down. It was flopping. Respectfully, that is a flop. But when you look at the numbers of Captain America, when you look at Shang-Chi, when you look at No Way Home, people that say in this multiverse, we only get two good movies. That is a lie. We got more than one. We got more than two movies.
I've been
Please,
fighting. I've been fighting for my life with that same thing. What you on, bro? I'd be like, it's Siren now.
exactly. Niggas forget about Guardians of the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I mean, somebody said the Joker made me do it. A girl who does reactions. And I don't know if I think Darian, you might know her.
Mm-mm.
She said the biggest thing the MCU did was catering to people who left after Endgame because they wanted more, and those who just liked it and was going and taking their time with it. And I agree with it because, respectfully, when the MCU goes deep or goes multi-layered right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens? They tell us.
I think every time they get multi-layer, it's too
Oh,
much.
they get called woke.
Yeah, it's too
Ah,
much. No, I ain't even.
what?
It's
Ah,
it's even
that's
for the
correct.
it's even for the like the woke. You know what they're going to say? "Uh, this doesn't. When it goes too much, I say it's not as in depth as the old movies. And as somebody who's trying to catch back up on the phases that he missing out on, none of these movies was really as deep as all. It had deep stuff, but the thing is, it all built up to the Avengers movies. So it you get a little breadcrumbs, and then it all comes back to whatever. It, but it's just I kind of legitimately I legitimately not I'm tired of like the BS that certain people just I don't know if I can see it, but I just think some of all it is. This is my views, and there's not something for the podcast. I just think some of hilarious, bro. I have to say it. Because, bro, Bro, why every time it's like a minority or somebody that is seat that is not white, bro? Only complain on the scene, this, that, and the other, bro. Why we don't just take it on the merit of how they're written as a character? Cause I didn't like if anybody who's watching Invisible, I didn't like Amber just because of her skin. I just didn't like how she was ignorant to what Magnus
But
do.
that's the thing. That to me was poor writing at best.
Yeah.
That's poor writing because he knew he was a superhero and still was mad at it. That is a not. That's not a sensible person. And you see, when I see people, I don't want to throw shade. When I see people on my Facebook page and my friends list agreeing with Amber, they don't surprise me. They don't surprise me. Honestly, I don't even be surprised. It's like,
So because the
yeah,
thing is,
yeah.
she tell Amber, "Hey, I is invincible and cool. I might not see you all the time. Cool. Vex that I show up later. You should have said something." I'm like, huh? I'm trying to see if
I was saying, it's like my guy. What bothers me is like, and this is just me, it's like, yo, it's like, dog, what we need to do here is we've lost a lot of media literacy and sensibilities. We talk on extremes. And this is not me defending bad things. If that was the case, I would have defended Madam Web. Didn't defend Madam Web, and I didn't defend Madam Web.
the only
Yeah,
bad movie I defending is freaking this vampire ass movie, but why can I not remember what the Morbius, man? The only bad movie I defended is Morbius because of the memes, man.
yeah, that's it. But for me, looking at things like Craven and Madam Web, it's just bad because it's bad, and its corporation is trying to stretch out and be greedy and try to sell something that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Simply, I simply it. I simply it. I lie. Simply it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like, for me, right, with the current MCU, I think my genuine problem is people want better. You should want better, but my problem is y'all niggas not consistent. And this was the same thing Joker was made by society. I forgot her name, but I'll get the video for you.
Yeah, send me that
And
when you can, man.
yeah, the problem is, respectfully, she said it in the best way. The MCU caters to people who don't want real storytelling and don't want real variety, because look at people's favorite movie in the MCU and then look at people who really like the MCU and just normal about the MCU. And it's not like people whose MCU shills and defend everything, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just people who just have a general good base of movies. He said, if niggas say the best MCU ever movie ever in a million years was Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, you know you know, they also most of the time did not enjoy Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I sat down there crying. Because it's true. Because guess what? There's nothing to think about in that Deadpool and Wolverine movie. There is nothing except punchy punch, story, guns, terrible jokes, violence, and people's like, it's the realest comic book movie we ever had. That's
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. Y'all don't read comic books.
You'll
First thing
read
first,
Deadpool.
don't read shit. Let me keep it a buck. Let
You'll
me keep it a buck.
you'll read Deadpool,
Don't
though.
read. That is a Deadpool comic in the sense that it wants to have fun, but at the same time, let's keep it 100. That's not even scratching the surface of the layers Deadpool can be as a character, and that's what I don't like. And that movie had layers.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
So for me,
Yeah.
sorry, the last thing I'm gonna say, and for me, I think now what Marvel needs to do, and this is what Marvel did, and this is what she was trying to say. Marvel let the fans dictate shit too much, and I 100% agree with that. Stop letting people dictate things. And that's me. Like, the Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, we were supposed to talk about that. We go talk about that, right?
Yeah, we should talk
Of
about that.
course.
Yeah, black stuff now.
Yeah, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sure. In my personal opinion, I'm glad someone took the time to do something different. I
What,
am glad.
what about Uncle Ben, boy?
Boy, daddy thing. Anything. I'm glad it is set in a different universe. I'm glad it's not the same Spike Peter Parker we've been getting. You
Hey,
understand?
yeah.
You understand? Like, dog, this is what it was supposed to be. That is why the MCU worked. Dog, the MCU wasn't looking for fans' opinions on everything. They was like, we gonna cook some good shit. And we ain't even going to expect it. We just go and read off what y'all want, what we think y'all want, and we planning it out. First thing first, people go talk about, but the MCU knew what we wanted. First thing first, you niggas was not screaming for Thanos in live action.
Hell no. That
Half of you niggas didn't even know who Thanos was. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
Secondly, I never said I want. As a comic book fan, I liked Black Panther, but it never crossed my mind. You know what we should do? A Black Panther movie. I think they just was like, you know what? We have characters here that people would one day randomly want to do. Let's put them in a universe. And that's simply it.
Yeah.
They didn't fan service things with nobody. They just created a good universe. So now, I think after Endgame, they want the same thing, except they're active now. It's more active as a community, and I hate that. Not saying that they shouldn't listen to the fans once in a while, but like, not every time. It's like with the Shrek thing, right? I hated the new Shrek look, eh? But you know what? I saw a post that made me change my mind. We should do what we should do with Sonic. And I think about it. If we keep getting what we want, we won't get good shit. Because it don't work like that. It don't.
There's one thing me and my friends on Discord as always say. Sometimes, like, we might have criticism and thing, and having criticism is not the issue. Most fans don't know what they actually want, and when they actually get it, it's like they're still going to cry regardless, though. So nobody doesn't.
Yeah, that is it. And that is it.
Nobody.
Because eventually, yeah, because it's like we do this thing where we say they're trying too hard to include characters. They're trying too hard to be woke. But back then, they have a black character and no one complained. And I keep saying it. Y'all niggas complained. Y'all just didn't have social media, my nigga.
Yeah. I sure
think I suppose.
I sure if Static Shock had come out this era with these stands, especially that certain episode when he got on my Richie father and Richie father say what he had to say, bro. It might not be like this woke ass show. Bro, shout out to my glorious king, Static Shock, bro.
I feel like even if, like, watching Power Rangers, even, I feel like they would have called this show woke if this released with.
Oh, they would have called. Oh man, they would have called.
Everything is woke, bro. You know DEI. Well, DEI is written.
They would have called.
We're gonna ignore they make the Black Ranger black, right? The black. He traveling in black light for some reason.
He has hip hop kung fu. I'm like, fuck.
we're gonna ignore all those things, right? But this guy is his faction is very Pan-African centric. There was even an episode with where they had to save a deaf girl, and the Rangers were learning sign language.
Mm.
And it's like, people cared about these things back in the day. Why? How did y'all get convinced that this is woke? And why are y'all convinced that this is a bad thing? I'm saying y'all, but like, I mean,
as somebody who's been on the way that ends or anything, some of it feels, they say how some of it feels like they're pandering to the lowest common denominator, and for that I just be like, one, I think if a character, like a very, very popular character like Tough, if Tough was actually created, was done like in modern times, men will call that woke shit, bro. Because the thing is, this was it it had the two extremes though. It had like where persons either wanted like, oh, why don't incorporate this, or super just make this character dull and make she just this type of thing. So it have like the people from the both sides, and I'm not even sure why. So when they were doing the thing, so like this lady Anita Sarkeesian, she was in the gaming industry where it's like, oh, they build all women in the gaming industry is written bad, and all of these men should feel bad about it and some shit like that. And it's just like because of the two extremes. If I get one thing, because of the two extremes, men get so thing get so like fucked up on the bad side on that side, man. They was like, oh, you see how they do this, we had to fight for this and that. And one person say something because of how men how men going through a lot of stuff and they don't know how to express it what they think. They go to, the grifters, who will just, be like, you know, I I do want care for you, whatever, and just do shit. So when I hear people not explain to me what this movie is woke, and I don't like it because it's woke and thing, maybe like it have certain things in Spider-Man 2 is like, why even put this in Spider-Man 2? Because the Spider-Man 1 game is a lot better. A lot of people not explaining properly. It's like, why the side missions are weirder in this game than the one in the thing? Yes, Spider-Man do a lot of things with it, but why is it all over the place? I'm like, bro, Spider-Man is for everybody. Spider-Man do I know hateful thing. He respect everybody and their choices. Looks he not hurting nobody. Even
Another thing
yeah,
is like
hmm
I played the second Spider-Man,
yeah.
and it was a mission where you had to help a student
I
go
know
into
which one you're talking.
yeah, 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 yeah. And the thing is, I saw edits of people, skipping it, saying what the F they on. But it's like, as somebody who's been a fan of Spider-Man for years and I'm getting older. No, I've had my own prejudices as I was younger. I was that young man
I
who
mean,
didn't
that's
understand.
everybody, and I tell people,
That's everybody, yeah.
yeah.
Nobody starts off accepting. Let's be real, especially as black men in the Caribbean, when we never start off accepting. But
Check.
personal experiences with friends of that community.
Yeah.
I have a good friend in the community, and they educate you and they talk to you about certain biases. Dog, I played our mission. I was like, oh, this is different. I continued that mission. I wanted the points, and it's like when I see big man get through, I was like, well, I ain't
Okay.
gonna be some. I ain't gonna be a. I ain't gonna be blocking nobody happiness. And for me, it's like what you say. I think a lot of men have to, especially young men and folks who have always been seen, they have to now struggle with the idea that it's not just you. So it's like these grifters. These grifters have done such terrible work with young men and older men my age. Is that when you just watch them, it's like it's a bunch of unhappy ass niggas, boy. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I never
Nah,
see
nah.
nobody.
If only know about this fella named Asmund Gold, bro. Oh
I
my
hear the name already.
dog,
I hear the name already.
dog.
Hear the
So
name already.
yeah, so basically he was a World of Warcraft streamer, there, but he started going into political, not political, but more commentary and thing. And people was like, let me hear more commentary stuff. And then when he started to get political and everything, it's like, this is the reason why thing it's the thing for DEI and, and we just always be like, dog, all this talk you have, and you didn't want to clean your room. You didn't want to. You have a big rat running around in your kitchen. Clean your room. So
No, and the thing is, it's like dog. They talking about they part of they willing to fight this culture war, and I'm like, real talk, my nigga. These are fictional characters.
and
Like I don't like dog. Respectfully, I think what's so funny about how people talk about this DEI and woke stuff is so funny is because they keep complaining about it, but guess what? Don't keep coming back to it. And there has to be a kind of conundrum to it. Because at the end of the day, if they say is this woke thing is killing the MCU, first thing first, Captain America broke even. Black Panther broke box office records. Everybody who you considered woke, and people go talk about what about Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. Personally, I will go on the front and say the Marvels was not a bad movie. Niggas just hated that shit for no reason.
I just find the characters was just cringe. I will.
Yeah.
As somebody
And
that defended all of Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Wonder Vision's portrayal of Monica, I didn't like Miss Marvel. I didn't like the Marvels at all. Not because it had women in it, because it
Of
was
course not.
badly written.
It was
And
cringe.
on top of it, another thing, on top of it, the villain is very forgettable. But in terms of like looking at as within the thing of our next MCU, it wasn't bad. It passed time. But the way the review bombed it, saying it failed because it was woke, I was like, you can't even criticize movies. Goodbye. Like, what the hell?
No,
Was defined. There was almost no political message in that entire movie.
It literally wasn't. There was no political messaging in that shit at all. Like, real talk. That movie was just shit vibes, and that is it. Should it have gotten better writing? Yes, I believe that. I agree with that.
And the story wasn't even bad or anything, because that's what irked me. If you have a bad story, it's like, okay, I could just blame the writer, whatever. But the story was decent because it touched on Captain Marvel having taken the fight to the Kree, and then she, in a way, ultimately doomed the Kree, so she felt guilty about that. Like, there was a story there. They just told it poorly. They tried
Yes.
too much for the comedy, so it's basically the same treatment that Thor 4 got.
Love and
Yeah,
Thunder. As somebody who just recently watched it, dog, that movie drugs.
bro. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
movie drugs. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I always bring this up. I'm watching Love and Thunder. Why is Thor making joke while Jane Foster died of cancer, bro?
That shit was not it.
Wait,
It was not it.
this insane work, bro.
yeah. Like, honestly, Ragnarok paved the way for that, and too many people love that. So
That movie is
yeah,
still that. Hey, I fuck with that movie heavy, bro.
no, I hated Ragnarok because that was the beginning of funny Thor, and especially because of what Ragnarok is supposed. That is supposed to be a very dark movie. The equivalent of that is making Captain America Winter Soldier and a Hydra battle funny.
You know, that was supposed to be Thor's Winter Soldier. In fact, I think in a sick way, Iron Man 3 was more serious than Ragnarok, and Iron Man
Correct.
3 had jokes. Iron Man 3 had jokes, but like Iron Man 3 was touching on something important to me. Like, as I say, my opinions on a movie, it's never always final, it's just there.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I look back at it is like, please, I look back at it is like Iron Man 3, and this is where I always tell people want to talk about we don't get serious. The MCU could never get serious, or it is always do cringy jokes and it get old. But like when you watch Iron Man 3 is a story about basically your mistakes coming back to haunt you, or when you don't deal with shit from the past. Like for example, I think one of the most touching things what they did with Iron Man and Tony Stark, although I make fun of Tony Stark with the side of how he does make mistakes. One thing when I'm not on bullshit, you see when he got anxiety and panic attacks, as someone who suffers from anxiety, I felt that because remember, he never dealt with a lot of his things as Tony Stark. If you watch the Iron Man series, to tell you how like
Correct.
so crazy how this Iron Man trilogy was not handled, and that is why I feel like Thor wasn't handled well too. Worse yet, Thor is that they they have to they when they did the opportunity when they let you get into their psyche, how they feel as people, as superheroes. It's really good. Like the mere fact that Tony Stark has anxiety attacks, it makes sense because when he started to feel his heart drop and started to feel everything, feel how he went through the portal to save New York. Nigga went to this machine. He was like, "Did I get poisoned? No. Was it a magic attack? No." And Jobs was like, "Nigga, you just had an anxiety attack."
Yeah,
To which he realized I wasn't taking care of myself. I just kept because I faced bigger things. I thought I was handling the big things. When in reality, I wasn't handling the actual other big things, which is my mental health and all that stuff. And I think Thor in Ragnarok when he lost everything, um,
family.
no, not Ragnarok,
And
yeah,
two,
in Ragnarok, when
in
he lost his,
Ragnarok, and two, where he thought he legitimately lost Loki, where he was like, fuck, man. Never,
yeah, and that was as good as a second movie
yeah.
because, bro, in a sense, that's when I started to like Thor a little more because he lost some shit, he gained it, and there was a good balance. How you going on in the third movie? You didn't expand on none of that nigga character growth,
Yeah,
like,
because this is still like we still have like basically baby Thor in terms of very immature at times and thing, and this is like the first time he will be
yeah, but like,
wise.
he went through depression, man.
Yeah,
He went through his depression, lost everybody in the snap, and like we didn't expand on that with Gore. I find Gore was a good way to expand on that, but like, I don't know.
nah,
Nice.
the next movie, hopefully, because after watching Love and Thunder at the end, I like that he's like, okay, let me be a bit more mature in terms of things, because
Yes, and
I
yes,
legitimately lost everybody. I legitimately really lost everybody. I lost Jane, I lost my mom, I lost Pops, and I lost Loki. And,
and he didn't necessarily lose Loki as a brother. It's just that they're not together again. And on top of it too,
yeah,
you lost Tony. You know, you lost Tony, and everybody's on their own thing. So he's trying to get who he is as a person. You know,
yeah.
and I said, and I simply it, dog.
Shout out to Thor, bro. I think like some of these MCU movies is like watching it over and it's like it's it's not every movie needs to not be the greatest thing since sliced
I
by.
think I think that is the thing too. I feel like we try to actively strive for movies that change up everything, that do everything differently. And then when we get a movie that's just like, good, does what it needs to do, does a good story, it's like people say, oh, it's the same old bullshit. And this is my problem too. It's like, first thing first, when people like to say, back in the day, we had good stories and interesting plots. Nostalgia, when
I
nostalgia has
watch
things,
these movies not good. Some of them are not good.
oh, nostalgia is a hell of a thing because it's like the greatest example of people talking about back in the day we had better storylines. If you watch action movies back in the day, they all had the same the same story measurement. Like we have to like this is one thing I always tell people. We have to acknowledge is that we are bored because we constantly want to get entertained by something new because our media has expanded. It was easy to do what we do back then because all niggas had was cable and all niggas had was TV, all niggas had was cinemas. Let me be real.
Big
It was
Back
easy
TV.
to
All they only had is Big Back TV, man.
yeah, let's be real. People talk about back in the day, TV used to be breaking barriers. Sir, it used to break barriers because it was limited. I don't know how to say it. For example, is when so we watch wrestling, right?
Yeah.
One thing I hate as a fella who's a big wrestling fan of 27 years. No, one thing I hate is when niggas talk about, oh, well, this shit wasn't like in the Attitude Era. My good sir, the Attitude Era worked because you niggas didn't have that much to watch.
My biggest issue now isn't even like them anymore because I'm so used to that. It's like, yeah, I know EW have those problems, but I hate how some of them, like some men, just legitimately just grifted now because now the Fed is actually like better now. That oh well why did they doing this that and the other and have problems, yes, but y'all never did this hyper analysis over something that only dislike and Are you sure they want to watch this show? With how much they just hate the show? And it's just right now, dog. It seems like everything is people call like as somebody who's like I'm a hater. I can admit that, but you also have to be like hypercritical. If you're a hater, you have to also be hypercritical. Just saying, I like it because of this, and put your two fingers in your ears and small na 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 boo boo. I kind of done. I'm kind of done with people that give me an actual thing to have a conversation. Or else I'm not even on take you on. I really ain't.
Moves that too.
Well, I
And
fucking
everything
fell
is like,
apart.
and not just that. I feel like that's ruining how people watch and take in media because there's so many. I consider this time a spoiled era in the sense that I remember Lynette when just a while, let me get her name
Mm,
because it's a great. She said a great. It's not a great quote, but I remembered it from an interview.
yeah.
Right, like dog. It's such a good quote, especially telling stories of like different minorities and why people hate it. And it's like, oh, um, so sorry for taking long. My bad. Ah,
Good.
Lynn Whitfield. Lynn Whitfield. Lynn Whitfield. Yes, the legendary Lynn Whitfield. Love her. If y'all know Lynn Whitfield or you grew up in a real unk household, a real black household, or you watch real thing.
Mm,
She said she is in a show that I call The Chai. I recommend y'all watch it. Great show. She talked about, they asked her, how does she feel about, black stories or like just general storytelling now compared to back then. Now, this is a legendary actress. Amazing. She's been in TV for years. She's 72 now. Still could trap me respectfully. That woman could still trap
mm,
me respectfully. 72, she can still trap me.
yeah.
What I find what she said interesting is that what she likes about this era is that back in the day, yes, we got the run of the mill, but we got run of the mill, but also important stories of ourselves. But we have different stories for different people within the same community, which is black community. She said that there is variety. She said that is something that was never a thing back then. She said everybody was just forced to relate to a certain character because those characters were heavily layered. But now you have a character that's there for you, specifically you, and it's written well. And I think that's the problem we have or not. We have a problem in where we have a lot of media to the point that it's a bit too much for a lot of people. Thus, people can't have when you don't have media literacy, it's going to be hard for you. It, I've watched so many series, it's like to some point, it's like men just want to say we should go back to old storytelling, but I just watch them and sit down and tell them, dog, that shit gonna get boring. You're not going like that.
Well, we just
Respect.
don't blame.
Exactly. We again we have access to more stuff, so we're a bit spoiled. But then people want to go back to even when people want to come and say WB using attitude error writing. No, it's not attitude error writing.
If it's good,
It's
it's
just
good. If it's good, it's good.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why is it? And then like when people using like when the MCU does well, or they use that old good reliable MCU writing. No, it's just good writing. It's not like dog. I keep telling people when you look at Spider-Man No Way Home, it is not the same as the other saga of the MCU. They're not. It really isn't. When you look at Wakanda Forever is literally not like the MCU movies of the past. That's why it's good. Because it's just good writing, dog. And niggas want to always compare things from the past. But in reality, if we put those movies in the past, would they have done good though? Would people have been ready for it? We don't know.
Hmm.
So it's like let me stop being so critical to the point that we miss the whole point and just watch. That's hard for a lot of people. So you know what? It is what it is.
Hmm. Oh, I just need to wrap this up because we need to talk about Spider-Man. I will just say a lot about it. Just mad about every single thing. Do you like anything? Like,
Ah.
I didn't even see any a lot of like the Captain America movie like me do. I just think a
Mhm.
bunch of all them are just so mad about everything. Like, can y'all ever be happy about one thing? I just, as a hater, I'm very critical and I very dislike a lot of stuff. But I at least like something in it. It's like
Yeah.
everything, dog. Anyway, anything else? Because I fed up on talking about this script.
I mean, yeah. Because honestly, when Spider-Man across the last one, is it Across the Spider-Verse?
It's,
Yes.
Got criticism for not having enough white people. I think we lost the plot. I think we lost the
wait,
plot at
I
that
never
point
see
in
that.
time.
I need some tweets
Yeah,
right now.
I
Bro,
heard
I
that though.
saw, well, it was mainly one guy on TikTok, and he got so many stitches, his account got banned. And you know when
Thank
TikTok
God.
ban you for racism towards black people, it's had to be significant. Because
I wonder if it's that same fellow who's like, oh, Punisher went woke because he owns the Yakuza now.
what?
Yeah, yeah, I heard. Yeah, that's not the first I've heard that. Yeah, that's a real thing. That was a real thing. The Punisher literally dead ass. The Punisher literally was called woke because he's part of the hand, and I couldn't. I genuinely was so was so perplexed. But I was just like, nah, I shouldn't be this perplexed. This is racism. What are
Do
you
these
talking
people didn't
about,
even
CJ?
read? Do they know the character that they defending?
My boy, let me tell you something. From what I have learned, as I don't want to say nothing, as a man who listen, I am not the biggest fella who read so much books. I've read Percy Jackson, I've read a lot of comics here and there. I even do research. So if I don't know something, I research it. I read the comic. I was like, okay, let me follow it a little bit. But I ain't gonna know every detail. I keep telling niggas, hey, I'm not the high details nigga. I just know what I talking about. I know the power set a certain degree, so I don't sound like an idiot. And also, side note, guys, please don't let people gaslight you. Just say, if you don't know every single thing of the character, are you a fan? Shut up. Not serious. Just if you enjoy the character, you
Right,
enjoy the character, whatever. But
right.
like a lot of people, like when people say how did comic book fans become so conservative? Nope, comic book fans were always conservative. They just didn't understand these characters because when you say the Yakuza thing worse is when I hear a nigga say, when did X-Men go woke? I was like, X-Men? The
We ain't with
I
Martin
was like,
Luther King, right? Out there.
the different the persons who literally deal with bigotry because how they are born? Evidence? God. I was at that point, you see the X-Men 97? X-Men 97 reinforced with me is that niggas just love the fight scenes and the edgy shit and the colorful shit, but they were not reading and paying attention. I just know.
No,
Right.
just no. Them is the same people be like, the boys is such the greatest series of all time.
Oh my
Oh my god,
dog, dog.
the boys. What else?
I find what was so funny is when the boys turned around and said, "Oh no, oh no!" Like the boys last season got the last two seasons. The boys got review bombed because apparently people hated that it started to get too political and it was making fun of Republicans and being woke. And I was just like, when did you think the boys was ever on your side?
Um,
I just need I just need to know, when did you think the boys was messing with you like that?
again, I just fed up on them.
Yeah, dog. So it is what it is.
Just all I just need to again. This is me. So religious. Sure, they ask for every time. every single time.
every time.
So, at the end of the day, I legitimately but
Yeah,
uh,
this was a good episode. Good first.
uh,
It only took us to the beginning of March, but
now we
we
ball
got.
anyway. We ball.
So this year we have to look forward to Fantastic Four.
Yes,
CJ, what's the next one?
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts and Superman. Plus,
Right.
they making another Jurassic Park movie.
That
Oh,
John Wick movie looking sick.
It's have a
yeah, the
next one.
ballerina,
Yeah,
the
Oh
ballerina,
my
yeah, the
god.
ballerina. Yeah, that actually looks
it
very good.
looks good. It looks good. I ain't even a John Wick fan, bro. I need to. I know we was just talking about how men just want to see action. I want to see gunplay, bro.
No, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. But John Wick literally does not have a deeper plot. It's just like whatever basic premise we need to see shoot it.
Yeah.
If John Wick was about racism and all you wanted to see was that's what the problem would be.
But that's the thing. It's like the thing what people feel to understand is dog. And niggas is just say we don't want politics. We just want simple shit. But the thing is, shit has never been simple. You just don't know how to read between the lines. Like for example, I I just find what's so funny is that when you look back at a lot of the media, a lot of people took it back then, and when you think about it, a lot of people misread a lot of shit. Let's be very honest. This is the same generation who don't like woke shit, but will misunderstand and call a good movie like Fight Club something that has a deep meaning. And when you ask them about the deep meaning, oh, that was not Fight Club. You did not understand that. You did not understand that. The Matrix. Literally, one of my
Yes.
favorite movies of all time, The Matrix. I don't know how people who call
Bro,
themselves red pill say,
men just wanted
boy,
to wear shades and fight.
guys, it dog. Niggas don't want to pay attention. They just want cool action shit.
I,
Or even worse, y'all the people who they understand the matrix and a system that's controlling you. How did y'all end up thinking that that the woke mob is the people in power and the conservatives were the oppressed city of Zion? Bro, are you living in a mirror dimension?
no, the worst one is like I listened to some old Need for Speed music and they have a lot of punk rock and thing. These guys was anti-establishment, and you all have part of the establishment. No, what? How that happen? Like what?
Because again, media literacy is in shambles, my dog.
Yeah, and this is one thing I want to say too. Are we just going to base it off the song watching reviews and the importance of reviews? So you tell me you see two reviews of a movie and you don't give it a watch and you say it's bad, that's why that movie not making money. Bro, you just watch two reviews. This is why I always tell people when I'm talking about video games or anything, I need you to watch the movie or play the game because I can't listen to you take somebody else's views.
Please, 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 please. Please. I feel like everybody just wants to have an opinion and I feel like they're out of the loop. But it's okay to be out of the loop.
No,
Like it's okay.
man trying to get that hot take off. Be like, hey, I never really like this, whatever. Because of
Exactly.
the one just first song intelligent, but it sound like bigger idiots thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, me. Can't please everybody. I think that's the main takeaway for tonight.
And I think we did the review, and I think I like how we handled that with the conversation of Captain America because, dog, we really that was the best example of you can't please everybody as a movie because genuinely, and people go say we just saying this because we good we shills for the MCU, but again, niggas,
No.
none of us
Marvel,
enjoy
Marvel,
Quantum
Marvel
Mania.
need to give me a check then. I need a bag, bro.
Marvel has had its low moments. And
Dog,
some of the
Quantum
most
Mania,
exciting.
Quantum Mania, the second Ant-Man movie, which I didn't mind.
I
I
don't.
see why
I need to
niggas,
watch that. I need to watch that. I have to watch that
dog,
soon.
it wasn't bad, but it was just like,
I could see
oh,
where the criticism
yeah, I can see why
was
y'all don't like
coming
that.
from.
I can see why y'all don't like that shit. I can see why y'all don't like that shit. Honestly,
Yeah.
even like things, and people don't want to admit, we have to apologize for movies we didn't like, but we just didn't understand the first time. For example, I have to apologize to people saying I didn't like Iron Man 3 because I love Iron Man 3 now. I was like, oh no, wait. I was a bit harsh on this one. It's one of my favorite movies to watch on Christmas because it's technically a Christmas movie. So it's like, you know what? This is fun. It felt like I handled it in the sense of, oh, this feels like a Christmas episode of Iron Man, which gets serious. And on top of it, when I look back at it, that nigga proved that he is more than his suit. Hence why he could tell Peter, if you need the suit to be a good hero, then you don't need to be a hero. Then you're not a hero at all. Because let's be real. That nigga was making makeshift tranquilizers. Man had good fighting skills. That man was making bombs to sleep niggas. And I was like, I was harsh on this because you know what? I wanted more suits. And then the whole Mandarin twist, I was like, the Mandarin twist was bad, but it shouldn't have killed the movie for me, so no. I'm sorry. So it's like, to some extent, we had to acknowledge that, you know what? Our takes are going to age bad. Our takes are going to be good in real time or later down the line. But at the same time, at least you niggas, could niggas please just watch the movie? At least.
Mm.
Yes. At the
Nah,
very
nah,
least.
that real hard, boy.
Why?
I just want to get my hot take off and listen to my echo chamber because Black Sun and people of color and thing I infiltrating my movies. Yeah, there's anything wrong with the movies, bro. Yeah. Not bad writing, no. Not bad writing, no. It's the color. It's the color, boy. That's why I voted for Trump. And I was
Oh, but, you know what? That question there. That question there. You don't need anymore. You
Clarification,
don't
you
need it.
joking, eh? Oh, yeah, that nigga joking. That nigga joking, because he ain't trying to get that cancelled by some shippers. Everybody
No,
in
but
the room.
no man didn't have not saying as me saying that today.
The only funny thing is, I know somebody who's like a Trump supporter, and for the life of me, people will be like, you would instantly cancel them because the takes on movies and stuff just be stupid. But it actually funny, you know why? Because because how they do the mental gymnastics with everything. I'm here like, dog. I I, I really don't know how to handle it because it's like, man, this is very funny. It's not even like I'm offended because I reach a point that was like, we not be offended because respectfully, you're here, your own bubble,
Eh,
whatever. But it's like, how they handle media, I'm like, yikes, tough over there, boy.
no, it's just a lot of them are more triggered than the people, bro. And to just end it off because we really need to get this. I would say just watch the movie and criticize the movie and complain in a healthy
Just
way.
watch the trailer and then,
You watch
10-minute
why
review.
you watch all I have to say after one trailer I good. I don't need to see 2, 3 extended trailer.
I want to see the shortest trailer as possible.
Just give me the
I
first
wonder.
just give me the teaser and possibly the first trailer and I good on that.
I will let trailers, dog, respectfully.
Nah, it's men balling out to fake. One thing I see funny, like every single movie. Oh, why they giving out the fight scenes on YouTube? They always been giving out fight scenes. The movie been out for like a month and some change now. They already make whatever money they need to make. Though.
And on top of it, I think also too, we kind of we lie to ourselves when we say we. Now, me personally, I wouldn't mind shorter trailers, but again, a trailer doesn't really stop me from going to see a movie. I'm different like that. I'm built different like that, and I don't think it does that with anybody here, of course. But like, I would agree that we shouldn't have seen, like, for example, Captain America. We shouldn't have seen Red Hulk, but my thing, it all goes back to what I've been saying. These things are happening because guess what? We want to make sure Marvel has to make sure because of the situation of it is, because of how things have gone, we had to make sure they come to see a movie because people come and say, if Red Hulk wasn't kept in it, I would have still go. But that's the problem. You're not everybody because let's get one thing straight. To sell a movie back then compared to selling a movie now is two different arenas. Because in my personal opinion, horse, we live in an era where we like more information before going into a movie.
Yeah, so,
Let me be real.
yeah, man. Even with like video game, this is the real reason that and I'm like, ah, how we are going to do this? They're gonna be like, this single pixel in the rate of title card 50 on comic book on this. Oh my
That's what I'm
god.
saying. Like, like it's like it's like I kind of tired of it because I just always say this, and I will forever say it. We I feel like as people, and for example, recently we're supposed to talk about this. Oh shit! Before we leave, I'll talk about this. Look at the leak of Avengers Doomsday. The concept art leaked, right? Me, I saw some of it. I never went back for it. I was like, you know why? Dog, why a nigga want to see concept art? like,
I can.
like, dog.
I don't mind seeing it, but like, man, making it a big deal like this leak.
Yeah, dog, like, no, that's my thing. Everybody wants little piece of information as ever, and then when the shit comes out, they're like, oh my gosh, it's not as good as I thought it was. Because you kept feeding yourself to leaks and to rumors. Sir, your opinion of the movie, and this is not me defending MC movies, this is movies in general. Our opinions on movies have literally gotten shelved because we want too much information. King and
Yep.
Queen Lion. Although I keep referencing TikTokers who are legit. Big up King and Queen Lion. That nigga knows his shit. He's getting angry, but you know what? To each his own.
Hey,
Course.
I will not be angry too, because I angry at
Yeah,
niggas.
yeah, I'd be angry too. Yeah. He said, when people get mad at trailers, he said, but you niggas caused this because your niggas want to see more of a movie to convince yourselves to go see a movie. He said back in the day, he said, you know, here what happened? But it's like he said, but you know what's the crazy part? We never got too much of the movie because the movie just used to sell itself and we were going to see it. Now we understand streaming and everything makes people want to, second guess going to the cinema. But he said the reason cinema changed is because the market changed. Y'all don't want to see shit unless it looks cool all the way in a trailer. And it's true. You remember when they teased Transformers for us when we were younger?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that in the teasing of Transformers, they did not give us the Transformers how they looked until like the movie was coming down to the end. I was like, oh shit, this movie actually looked cool, and it never spoiled anything. All they gave you was look these niggas transforming, look at the main characters, look at the story, boom, go see the movie. And we
What
went.
I've done, I repeat myself and us. You sure that I link the pack server?
Yes, dog.
Yeah.
It's that time period we'll never get back,
Hey,
unfortunately.
shout out
Yeah, boy.
to
Yeah.
shout
Yeah.
out.
We going that back.
Man, no, because that you know why it's an anti-woke movie. The first Transformers movie, it is be like that, and I'll be like, that movie's terrible.
It's a terrible. It's not terrible if I put aside what we know, what we
Yeah, if
know.
we put aside that, yeah, for sure. But
We put aside
I
about
still think
Michael
it's
Bay
a
now,
terrible movie.
and we go back to being 12 and overly horny and seeing Megan Fox for the first time, and his
I know
son
the
and the
I know
transfer.
the crazy. I know the crazy part. Dog, Michael Bay sold that movie based on his audience so well that when you look back at it, a lot of the Transformers movies have horrible agent moments.
Nah, bro, how they hitting on
I was
Optimus
saying,
Prime, Optimus Prime hitting that speech at the end with the Lincoln Park in the back. Go out, my Transformers. What? Hey, Michael Bay can edit and only shut up to the fuck. But boy had a vision with that Lincoln Park song, bro.
was the man knew what he was doing. The man knew what it was going on, right? And I simply it. Like people had to understand. Like people had to understand, dog. I'm not saying is it have things changed for the movie viewer? Yes, the expectations are different because we were given more. So I don't expect it to be the same. At the same time, when niggas wanna go back to some shit, I always think to myself, y'all want to go back to things when it's like y'all just want to go back to shit. It's like y'all just want to go back to shit that y'all didn't like because if they did the old tactic, y'all wouldn't want to see this movie.
Because at
Like
the
dog,
end of the day, we need more Transformers 1 movie, bro. When they gonna make Transformers 2?
alright, respectfully, I think the Transformers series is in a weird place where it's like we how to explain it, boy? Like, you ever see how like you know how to use this series? In reality, damn, niggas do not know how this series working out because people are trying to they're trying to like dead ass. They're trying to like get that magic back. But it's like it just not working out. Like even respectfully, the third Transformers movie, in my eyes, the recent Transformers movie wasn't horrible. Like, was it anything special? No. But in terms of it, it's just an enjoyable movie. But for me, it tried a multiverse MCU thing. That GI Joe,
I don't want to
that
talk
GI Joe, the
about.
same.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. The only freaking Transformers we need to care about is that animated one from Hasbro. That was
Yeah, yeah.
that was a
Agreed.
movie, bro.
Let me take the animation.
That was a movie, bro. One of the best movies of last year that didn't get much love.
It is.
Cause,
It is.
cause Hasbro sold the trailers as a children's movie. When men getting cook and thing, men was talking real. Freaking, I believe the best thing about that movie was Megatron, and they could have seen the wheels turning every little moment of that movie. Every like 20 minutes of the movie, you could see the wheels turning up. Damn, Megatron really got turn evil, bro.
Dog, my thing is we have to be real with ourselves and we have to be real with everybody. At some point, we have good movies out here that get lost in the shuffle because of something. Like I've always said, in this timeline with a lot of movies on the shelf, we get lost in the shuffle. You understand?
Mhm.
Because Transformers really was supposed to get more love. A lot of movies supposed to get more love, and when I think about it, a lot of
Let,
animated movies was.
yes, let's be tired of seeing Cybertron deserted. Let's see Transformers 2 Hasbro make a better trailer. And let's see the war. Let's see the war. We always hearing about the big war about for the key and that is why we on Earth. Now let's see how it's civilization. That could have been our series or our next movie.
Mhm.
Like, dog. Man can't be selling good movies and be like, oh, it didn't sell as anticipated. Because only make it look bad.
Right?
Whatever. I done with these grifters, man. Let me get to the big boy, the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man series. Series just wrapped up about what? It's 10 episodes we get, right?
Yep, 10 episodes,
We,
and they were all good.
woo, it took, for me personally, so for me to start it off, I was like, I could still feel, for me personally, I could still feel like, damn, this was really going to be a Tom Holland origin story. And then when the series keep on building up, I think with like Lonnie and all of them, and especially with Justin, because I know we might see Mary, we might see either Mary or Gwen soon. I don't know, maybe, but it really and truly, I enjoy the series for what it is. Dog. I just find it's expected, especially since this is just like his first time highlighting. He's like he has cut so much in that first season, bro. They put the brakes on him.
So I think I feel like of recent, we've never had a character who's handled a fight scene well. But to be very honest, if we watch, even if we watch Spectacular Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man gets some beats, let me be real.
No, but how Peter get
Scorpion
caught?
was the Scorpion was nasty work. The Scorpion was
I
nasty work.
mean, he did try to beat up a gang, so
Aye, aye,
but
insane, yes.
insane indeed.
Aye. But honestly, it did well in world building. I like how Peter becoming Spider-Man was not the traditional way to become Spider-Man. Like I really like that aspect of it. And as I was saying, let people just get shit they enjoy now, dog. Like just give niggas some shit they enjoy.
You telling me? But I was born with the waves. Me,
Immaculate. Yeah, with the immaculate waves. Dog, I don't care what nobody say Black Osborne was something.
that ain't
We was
nightmare
always
fuel,
wanted.
bro. It's so weird. No, man, so
Oh
weird,
boy.
bro.
Oh boy, I'm telling you. What the immaculate waves Osborne is what it
I
was.
wish it was braids so I could pull out Osborne with the braids. Osborne with the
But you can do
braids.
that. You can do that though.
Nah, but they Harry. But the thing is with that, dog, the real pro killer with that thing, bro. My boy Spider-Man have a Ben 10 loop in place with the multiverse.
Yeah,
Because,
dog.
you know, when freaking the taking blood, and every time that part of the thing happen, the spider going to fall on every time.
And I find that was so cool. Like it's a time loop. So basically, it basically say man fate is Spider-Man, and I was like, you know what? I mess with it.
So the
It's gonna be
universe,
somebody.
yeah, in certain universe, it could be the check kid assignment.
And I find Nico being his friend is actually really good. Like that was a good spin on it.
Shout out to Nico, shout out to Lonnie, shout out to the setup.
Hey Dario, you get quiet, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Oh.
Shout out to the series, but you have anything to do there about Spider-Man?
I didn't see it yet.
What?
Boy,
That's insane.
big boy. But
What?
don't worry, because we will pull up on you and we'll talk back on it because again,
That's
we still have to
insane. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, I've
yeah,
been lapsing on that series.
Talk about laps and we can talk.
Yo, sorry. I know. I it just popped in my head. I believe I believe Daredevil is dropping tomorrow or Tuesday.
Is that the what news?
Daredevil Born Again.
Okay, because I saw the trailer, I was like, is this for the series or
Yeah, the series.
okay? Is Kingpin in that unit in the MCU?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, Kingpin
Yes,
is, and
he's
then yeah.
officially in the
So
MCU.
like Jessica Jones, Cage,
We
and
don't know about the rest of them, but Punisher is gonna be in it. All original actors from the Netflix series. Karen Page
They
for
might
the
is my
they
boy
might
Punisher
replace
going to have a katana? Man, that's the only reason I might watch it.
the nigga from they might replace the nigga from Iron Fist.
Why wrong with you?
It
Um,
was terrible. He was.
Respectfully, I am somebody who is part of the 5% of people who was like, you know what, this wasn't so bad though. Like it really wasn't that bad. Like the first season wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. The choreography needed work. Was the choreography inconsistent? Yes, highly inconsistent. I will lie, it's highly inconsistent. But it wasn't bad. It's the second season is where shit went full full diarrhea. That's the way it happened. It was the second season. So in a sense, if they replace him, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked, and I wouldn't really miss him because it's like we need Iron Fist. If you're doing defenders, if you're doing street niggas, we need Iron Fist.
Nah,
It's like oh,
we just need to put Bucky in New York, bro.
I I am the
nah man.
opposite opinion. I thought that season two was where they improved. I thought season two had much better attention to detail and choreography than season one.
Yeah.
But my thing is, right? How do you have a character whose main arsenal is martial arts? The bro does not want to do martial arts, and you did not have a stunt double that did convincing.
That that respectfully was not it. I feel like that wasn't it because respectfully, it's like dog. It's okay to go and get somebody to fill in for this person because not every actor is good at learning martial arts at that level. And if it's one thing I say, Iron Fist needs to be good at martial arts because literally that's his power. Besides the glowing hand, that's the base of his power. So for me, yeah, they were supposed to come up and say, you know what, maybe we should not do this.
I just know, dog. I just know. I need to brush up on that like that part of the MCU because I know most of them on Disney Plus. No wait, all of them on Disney Plus actually.
All of them, yeah,
Yeah, so
correct.
I would take a watch. I will start at season two on Luke Cage because I did watch season one on Luke Cage, and that season one on Luke Cage was good. So, hmm.
Yeah,
Why
I
we?
don't think they contacted Mike Coulter yet. Because he said he's willing to come back, but like, um, nobody called him yet, and he's good where it left off. And well, if they call him, yeah. If not, well, he's also happy because he has work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's ever since I think it finished, he was in a lot of movies. He's done a lot of series. He's done good work for himself actually. So he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen also said she wants to come back. So
Hey, why everything has happened in New York, bro? What's really going on in New York, bro?
I think with New York, when you look at how New York is set up, it's really a place for superheroes compared to most places. If you think
Nah,
about it, you know,
man.
like when you watch it, like, think about it. I don't want to be disrespectful, but do niggas want to see niggas fighting crime in San Francisco or
Nah,
Seattle?
bro.
Like
What?
it is.
A man can't even eat a chopped cheese in peace. You're going to get cooked. You're going to get hit by a brick by Spider-Man, bro. My God, Robin Peaceman. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, boy. But like, we should do an episode on that. Like, could we do a superhero movie and try that?
I mean, it's possible, but it's wrong with man.
Personal, like I don't know.
Like,
Definitely need super speed or flight
No,
or travel around
he
with
just need to be
bike.
Luke. He just need to be Luke Cage, bro. And he's on the empty a whole clip. Man, you got empty a whole clip and I realize the man's still walking.
Yeah.
boy.
So,
But I rather say Luke Cage is scary though.
yeah, shout out to my boy on the street level. So, and I'm more excited for Thunderbolts, you know, because it's more street. Even though they're going to get like very celestial and all of that, and it's still at least street level for most of that movie. You get you get all the thing. Even though I still kind of like weirded out about Taskmaster. So hopefully them don't get cooked by Galactus in the next Avenger movie. You
Just kind of want to see them use Ghost because we haven't seen this woman since 2016,
Nah,
17.
she them put you on the bench for this. Hey, bro, only when we need minutes.
She's gonna be like one of those people. If you recast her totally, we would not notice. Just like
No,
the Warriors.
we will absolutely not notice. Okay.
Boy. That's insane to me, boy.
Mhm. I just need a lot of things to happen in terms of just that. I really hope that that freaking Fantastic Four movie is really good though. That it just I hate the setting a little bit though. Futuristics in 1960. Unless somebody, because of the Galactus thing, they get pulled into modern time though. That is only my hope for like X-Men and both Fantastic Four. The reason why they're fighting is because both of them get pulled back, like pulled forward and they're looking to try to go home. That is really all.
Alright. We should wrap up soon.
Yeah.
Have some movements to make
Yeah.
these next 2 days.
I think we all have some movements to make because we've been here for 2 hours, mostly talking bad about the grifters, which I always do anyway.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, I low key watch the match cry a little bit.
Hey, man talking about Teja and Marshall about squeezy ranking, man.
Oh yeah, boy, he's on. I find like nobody looking over him.
That
That's
song,
crazy.
that
And
song.
he has a good song.
Alright, so man, that's why I'm not to talk about brother song more stuff because hey, he want to perform everything, which is fine. But they're catching up to him now. So it's for him to make an album. Oh, I just saw something on Twitter where Marshall did the kind of SpongeBob thing where he has strings attached to him and he flying around the match.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, a certain artists say, oh, Marshall going and win because the meetings, bro. And you wonder what. And then when you see it all, if you know about the meetings, just say the name. Oh, because I don't want to,
I feel like that's like it's like talking about the Illuminati.
God, he just wanted to say it. He just wanted to say Marshall going to win because that is the thing. He don't want to get blackballed, bro. Man, just be saying, oh, I know the truth, but I'm not going to say what it is. If you so know the truth, just say what it is. Much I
Hey
review
boy.
this in this podcast today, but I think that is it because I think we
Mm-hmm.
talk about everything that going on now because we talk
We did.
Invincible, we talk Rivals, we talk movie,
Yeah.
and Thunderbolts is the next movie, which is when again?
Thunderbolts is
I just
in May. I think Fantastic Four is before that.
I cannot
it's,
wait
no,
for
but that's like
July. Okay, is our else summer movie, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sorry. The very soonest thing is Daredevil, so we could we'll give everybody time after Carnival and after I return from travels, and yeah, um,
you know,
Alright,
yeah. So we could look out for April.
no
it's on
problem.
April. April,
We
I'll be in Miami.
April, damn. We can try something. Okay. No game, we don't know. We don't know. We can always discuss later. But I guess this is the whatever episode we reach. This is the end. And any final words, fellas?
No, all good.
Oh, then.
Oh boy, we good to go.
For me, well, it's up showing all the assholes on the internet when they don't like
Please,
something.
please, Jesus,
Yeah,
please.
if that is this, we go.